Hi, do you have those mid-cheek lines, mid-cheek folds? Well, it could be your fascia. Now, in today's video, we're going to do some amazing fascia techniques to really help reduce those lines on the lower part of the face. I'm Ali, I've been a facialist for the last 8 years and I'm really passionate to help you on your skincare journey. Nasal labial folds and cheek folds for years, particularly on one side of my face where I tend to sleep, and of course you get yourself into that fascia pattern when you sleep of creating a fold. So how you hold your facial expressions during the daytime, also from tension, but also in the nighttime, how we're sleeping as well, can create that fascia patterning. So in today's video, we're going to do again some lymphatic drainage and also this amazing technique for the fascia on the zygomatic cheekbone here to lift everything up rather than drag anything down. So first things first, you want to start off with clean skin, and I'm using, as always, a little bit of facial oil just so you've got a grip and glide, so you're not compromising the skin by dragging or pulling, but also we don't want to be having anything sort of too oily, otherwise it tends to slip and slide everywhere all over the face. So just applying onto the fingers first and then just tapping in to the lower part of the face and the cheek area, side of the ears, either side, and just down by the neck. So before we even start on our fascia work here, let's just get some blood flow and circulation going. And I like to do this by using the pads of my fingers and just doing a little bit of gentle facial tapping. Again, improving blood flow and circulation. And then once we've done that, we're just going to come to where the collarbone is. Just above, we've got some indentations. Again, taking the pads of the fingers, sorry, a puppy in the background. If you can just give those a few gentle presses, this will open up the lymphatic gateway, if you like, for the detoxification from our fascia work. Now, the fascia cheek anchor we're working today is from the pupil here, coming down to the cheek and then coming down a little bit further, and then you just want to very gently press and melt into the skin, and then just very slowly, very lightly work in a round circular motion. And what we're doing here is we're unsticking any fascia glue which is stuck to the bone. And if this fascia glue is stuck to the bone, you're not allowing for so much nutrient space detoxification to the area. And then let's just working the opposite direction. And this is a light to medium touch. And then just do some gentle tapping on this area. And if we have the Zygomatic nice and free on the bone from fascia glue, then everything else is also going to be helping lift up as well. So taking the fingers now, I'm going to place it by the side of my nose and taking my other finger as a hook and just gently placing this sort of knuckle part here under the cheekbone area. Again, just melting in. And then with our other finger, we're very, very gently making it almost like an anchor in a way, so we're not dragging or pulling at the skin, and very, very slowly, light to medium touch, we're working under the cheekbone here, again unsticking any tight fascia. And you want to go very, very slowly, so you want to be dragging or pulling at the skin at all. You want to be very light. To say, light to medium touch without dragging. The slower you are, the easier it is to control. And again, we're just unsticking any of that fascia glue. And I like to do this sitting down with my feet firmly on the ground also, and back nice and straight, because then you're also getting maximum blood flow circulation to the neck and the head area as well. And just once we just get to the ear, give it a little wiggle, and then on the other side, finger as an anchor, other finger as hook, placing this sort of part of the knuckle here under that cheekbone area, and just very, very gently glide along. The slower, the better. And you can do these 2 or 3 times a week. If you want to spend a bit more time on a certain area, you can feel free to do so. Again, you just want to go very, very slowly so we're not dragging out the skin. If you've got stuck fascia on the zygomatic and on the cheek area, it's going to pull everything down. And that's when we can also create those fine lines and wrinkles on the lower part of the face. So by unsticking this, again, we're lifting everything up in a natural way. Now, once we've done that, I like to just take my fingers now and just do a little bit of facial sculpting from the nose area with the fingers, working under that cheekbone. Slowly sculpting all the way along towards the ears. And on the other side. Now again, if you do have long nails, you can always use your knuckles so that you won't be able to get so far in. And you can really get into this point. And then with the fingers lifting up and across, very fine and light. What we're doing here now is we're moving toxins and waste within the lymph, which is also very close to the surface of the skin. Further light touch. And then just gliding from the front of the ears where we have plenty of lymph nodes, and then behind the ears where we have plenty of lymph nodes. I always want to swallow when I'm doing this. You literally feel things moving along. And then I like to work one side of the neck at a time, down the big SCM muscle down to the collarbone, and then on the other side. And then from the chin all the way down, our beginning point, if you like, just above those indentations, just above that collarbone, taking the pads of the fingers, and if you can just give these a few gentle presses. Again, this will release all the toxins and waste we move within our fascia work into the body, ready for elimination. Now, again, I'd highly recommend a glass of lukewarm water to really hydrate the fascia and also for detoxification as well. So please consider subscribing, liking and sharing, and please comment down below. Tell me how you found this today, and I really look forward to seeing you in the next video. Okay, bye.